Hey, what's going on, guys? Rebecca here, the Insane Disappearances. I want to do like a little preliminary breakdown of my day today while I'm on vacation. I did get a chance to go to Animal Kingdom to the Pandora ride, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna get to that part in a second. But I really want to kind of give you a little breakdown of the situation with the other part of the Pandora ride. They have two different ones. They have a boat ride where it takes you through an area that looks remarkably similar to the foresty area on Pandora in the movie. You see like actual these like they have these little screens in the background where you actually see the Navi walking, in behind a bunch of like those like those little funky Pandora trees, and then you see like these little I think they called tiger dragons or something like that. You see them running around and stuff. And then there's this animatronic. It looked like it was an animatronic avatar. I'm not sure. It kind of reminded me of um, the mother of Natiri. Kind of looked like her, but it looked like it was a real person. It was crazy, but it looked like a animatronic robot, but it also looked like a real person that was dressed up. But it looked like one. It looked very, very tall, like how they did in the movie. So it could have been that, but it just moved too much like a human. But when we first got into Animal Kingdom, there was this tree-like thing. It looked like some type of tall bug, covered in leaves. So there's a lot of bugs like that has a exoskeleton looks like a leaf. I've seen a couple of those in Georgia, but it was crazy. It was a weird thing because it was walking around real slow and it was moving like a what do you call those things? It was moving around like a sloth, but it was just like on real tall legs and arms, and it just moved real funny and real graceful, like. And then, like I said, it was covered in leaves. And at first, I was like, "What the heck is that?" Because it looked like it could have been something real that we ain't ever seen before. But I knew it couldn't have been. But it fooled you just that much. And then I got a good look at it, and it was a female on stilts, because I saw the face and she was smiling and stuff like that, and I kept trying to get a picture with her, but the kids were hogging it and the other people were hogging it. I didn't want to just be jumping in like that. Let them other people have it for me. I got a video of it anyway, so it didn't really matter. But when I got into the park and we was going to the boat ride, I'm just gonna be straight up. Be prepared to wait about 3 hours, seriously, because the 3 hours I had to wait was crazy. Because most of the time, I think it was about an hour, maybe two. We was probably in the sun for about maybe a good hour, almost two, and then finally we got inside. Well, not inside, but it was a little covering. Excuse me. It was a little covering where it was, it was still going through that little maze walkway that everybody had to go through, but it was, underneath that covering they had fans and everything. So that kind of, excuse me, that kind of helped a little bit, but it was still crazy because we were still waiting. And the funny part about that, even though it was still crazy, every time somebody would, they let someone through to go inside, everybody started cheering. They was like, "Yay!" And then when they would stop, they would stop the after that group went through. They were like, "Oh," it was crazy. It was funny though. But yeah, I mean, it was nuts. The one thing you want to make sure you do before you even get to the park, if you are a resort owner, like at a villa or something like that, make sure you get a free pass because you can just cut right through the line and everything. The longest wait is like 10 minutes at the most, but you go right past everybody. So that's the best thing to do. That's what we messed up at. We didn't get a free pass because it has to be done on a computer. After you get the tickets, because they give you like a little card. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I'll show you what it looks like. 1 second. Okay. This is what it looks like right here. This will be the free pass. It says right there. You know, fast pass. But anyway, I'm trying to figure what that noise was outside. But anyway, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And just want to make sure you get a free pass. I mean, a fast pass in order for you to get through all that. Now, getting to the Pandora ride, I'm gonna tell you, I think that wait was probably a good 2 hours. But the line was moving when we first got to that line. The line was stretched all the way around the corner, and it was like a good 2 3 hours. Okay, but we came back around. Sorry guys, I'm just tired. It's been a long day. We came back around, and the line wasn't where it was before. The line started at this little chain link maze line that we had to go through, and that was like right where the fast pass was. The crazy part about it was that the line was moving faster than the Pandora boat ride was moving. The boat ride was that for that darn thing was, like I said, 3 hours. This line it just kept moving, so we was only probably in line for about 2 hours at the most, and our bus was leaving at 6:25. It was like maybe 4 by the time we got actually inside the actual building of the where the ride was. But I'm gonna tell you, cutting to the chase, that ride was intense. I loved it. It was crazy. The one thing about it though, if you ever been on any of the other rides, like okay, the Mission to Mars ride at Epcot, and then there was the Back to the Future ride that they had at Universal Studios. I think they dismantled that ride, like how they did with King Kong. They may have rebuilt the King Kong ride because of the new movie that came out, but I heard that they did dismantle that ride and shut it down a couple of like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe more. I'm not sure, but I do remember them saying something like that. But they spliced two different versions of a ride together. They made it like the Back to the Future ride as far as the screen, because when you inside the DeLorean, I think the DeLorean fit like maybe probably like 9 people, maybe six, maybe 9 people, and it moved right along with the motion of the movie that was playing on this big screen, and the screen just stretched all the way up. It was like one of those big old IMAX screens, and it was like that too, but it was also like that Mission to Mars ride because you felt everything. It was like when you on the screen. If you ever seen the video on YouTube where it shows you how the ride is on the screen, you doing all these dives because you actually sitting on one of those avatar creatures that flies, like the ones that Natiri and Jake Sully was on. The characters in the movie. And when they say that creature dives or jumps off of a cliff and just starts flying into like a huge cavern, you literally feel you actually diving right into it. It was so intense. It was incredible. I loved it, and I'm telling you, the screen was so huge. It was like, and there was so much action going on. I literally forgot that we was actually inside of a room and that there was a wall behind me. It was like I was afraid to look behind me, thinking that there was no more floor, like as if the floor dropped out from under our feet or something like that. It was crazy. It was so amazing. You definitely got to get on that ride, and depending on how long it'll be for you to actually get inside the building, it's well worth your money. I think we paid like maybe $113 for the ride. It was originally like 130, maybe somewhere between 120 to $130, a person, you know. And by it being a new attraction, they weren't really trying to give you a deal for it, but I think we ended up getting one because the deal went down to like I said, $113 a pop, and it was well worth the money. I can guarantee you that ride was crazy because I'm telling you, I was screaming because I my stomach was kind of good because I didn't know what to expect, and I get like that a lot of times when I go there, and it's a new attraction, and I don't know how it's gonna work or what's gonna happen, so I get a little uneasy. But when I got on that ride, I'm gonna tell you right now, you, you need to go. It was crazy. I loved it. You know, and just the fact that they combined two different rides, or the way they did two different rides together, into one massive like ride with the Avatar movie. It it was incredible. I loved that ride. I mean, it's like they put you in some kind of compartment. It's like a almost like a trike or like a motorized bike, but you just sitting in a chamber and you got to put your feet all the way in. They got this little bar that comes up from behind you to lock you in, and then all of a sudden, like in the movie when they connected to the Avatar, you saw this streak of light shooting out like they were flying through a tunnel, and then all of a sudden they were on Pandora, right? And it was like, wow. So you just started flying, and it was dipping down in this huge cavern and flying and curving and shooting up in the air, doing all. It was sick. I love it. I'm telling you, every move that we made was just intense. I was going nuts because it was just so amazing. And I seen all this beautiful scenery from the movie, and you could hear Nateri yelling out all these Navi words and stuff like that. And it was crazy. And then they saw that orange and red creature that they said. I forgot what they called it. There's music playing. I don't know if that's my mom's TV or what, but anyway. But yeah, you definitely gotta go see it. I would definitely recommend it. I do two thumbs up if my hand wasn't holding the camera. So yeah, you definitely gotta go see it. This is the word coming from your favorite, mysterious disappearance guy, Lamech from Insane Disappearances. You definitely gotta go see it. It's well worth the money. It's well worth the wait. So go do it. If you're making trips to Orlando with your kids, you definitely gonna do it. Now I don't know about your kids. Your kids might not want to wait 3 hours in a line. Now there were some kids that stuck it out because they wanted to get on it. But there was some that was crying and everything. Some people actually got tired of waiting, so they backed away and got out of the line. Because they couldn't stand waiting that long. But there was some that stuck it out. This one family that we met told me it was definitely worth it. Oh, geez. Excuse me. That it was definitely worth it because they stood in the line for like 3 hours, and when they got in there, they was like, "Wow, yeah." My legs were shaking when I got off of that sucker because my legs was gripping the doggone compartment. It was crazy, but yeah, you guys definitely gotta go see it. So I definitely recommend it. Two thumbs up. But I gotta go. I'm so tired right now. I'm not saying I'm going to sleep, but I'm just gonna chill. I'm still working on some chapters in my book right now. Um, I'll keep you posted on that part. But I'm still trying to work my way through the process of um, copyright and publishing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still working on that. There's a lot to do, and I finished one book, but I still haven't finished the others. I'm working on my excursions to Hawaii too, so that's going to be a book as well. I wanna do some books on you know ghostly experiences and UFO experiences. Compile them into one book, and I'm working on a military sci-fi book too. So, getting pretty busy. But anyway, I gotta get out of here, guys. So, just want to thank you guys for listening. You know how I do it. Aloha, mahalo, and hui ho. Happy Florida. See you around, guys.